welcome once again to M5's English language learning programme, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well let's learn English together. And welcome to you all. Yes, it's me. I'm here and I'm welcoming you to the studio once again. And you all know what day it is, don't you? Yes, that's right, it's Wednesday. And which adjective should we use for Wednesday? Well, wonderful sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Yes, it does, but let's not forget that this is Wednesday. And that means that we're passing under Colossus as we speak. And that means that we've got to be careful. We don't know what Colossus is wearing, do we? No. He might just be wearing one of those togas that the ancient Greeks used to think was so trendy. So if we're not careful, Wonderful Wednesday might turn into something, well, something else Wednesday. I can't think of a synonym which begins with W. I was looking for an adjective which begins with W so that we could have another example of alliteration. You know, when we use words which begin with the same letter or sound closely together. A rabid rabbit rampaged raucously around the rockery. That's a pretty good example. But, and here's the thing, I can't think of a word which begins with W. Well, that's not strictly true. I can think of lots of words which begin with W. Whether, worthy, what, when, water. See, there are lots of words which begin with W, but I was looking for a particular word, an adjective, but an adjective which isn't very positive. Hang on. I've got one. Woebegone. That's it. Woebegone Wednesday. Okay, but what does woebegone mean, eh? Well, woebegone means something which looks sad and miserable. Anyway, the meaning isn't 100% important, is it? No. I wanted a negative adjective which begins with W, and now we've got one. Hooray for woebegone. Well, that's a strange idea, I know, but back to where we were. So if we're not careful, Wonderful Wednesday might turn into Woebegone Wednesday. Remember, we're passing under Colossus at the moment, and it's quite possible that he's just wearing a sheet. So, don't look up. Whatever you do, don't look up. Keep your eyes trained on the future. Keep staring at the horizon. Keep your eyes peeled for Friday. And we're going to have to rely on the naked eye. I finally got an email from the Hubbles, Clive and Trudy, about our request to borrow their telescope. And they said that it's just not possible. It's too big to move and it would cost an arm and a leg to transport it over here, and so, well, the whole thing would be an exercise in inefficiency. So, no Hubble telescope for us. We'll just have to rely on the naked eye. So, on we go. And today I've got a special surprise for you all. Can you guess what it is? No? Okay then. Let's see. Give me an E.
E.
Give me a Nid.
Nid.
What does that give us?
Enid.
Exactly. Enid. Enid, our Enid. Enid Fotherington Smythe is back. She's back. She's here and she's ready for us all. So come on. What is it? Come on down, Enid. Now, who said that? Who said it? Who was it? It was someone's catchphrase, wasn't it? Whose catchphrase was it? I can't remember. It was some TV show from the 1980s. I remember that much, but I can't remember who the host was. Oh, God! Oh, grief! How could you forget that? That was Leslie! Good old Leslie Crowther! You're right, of course. Yes, Leslie Crowther. He used to say that, didn't he? Come on down. Yes, that's right. That was his catchphrase for The Price is Right. Do you remember now? Yes, it's all coming back now, but there was something about Leslie Crowther. There was a music connection, wasn't there? Yes, his daughter was married to a musician. What was his name? Philip. Philip something. He was a bass player, as I recall. Philip? No, it was Phil, wasn't it? Oh, well, if we're going to split hairs... No, you're right. His name was Philip, but everyone called him by the short version, Phil.
Yes, I believe that you're right. Phil. But Phil what? What was his surname? Can you remember?
Yes, of course. It was Linnert. Phil Linnert.
Oh, yes, of course. Phil Linnert. I remember now. Yes, he was a bass player, wasn't he? What was the name of the band? Do you remember?
Do I remember? Enid, what a question. Of course I remember. The first single I ever bought was by his band, Killer on the Loose, Thin Lizzy.
Oh, yes, you're right. Thin Lizzy. I always thought that was very strange, so unusual, so peculiar, so unexpected. Leslie Crowther and Phil Linnert. They weren't the same sort of person at all, were they?
Well, no, not really. One was a light entertainment figure, a TV presenter of a strange game show, and the other one was a hard rock bass player who eventually died of complications connected to heroin addiction. So, no, they don't seem to be the sort of people who'd have a lot in common, do they?
No, I suppose not. I wonder what they did at Christmas. Can you imagine those two eating turkey and pulling crackers together?
No, it does seem unlikely, but I suppose they were normal off-screen and off-stage. Maybe they got on really well.
What? Like a house on fire? Yes, well, I suppose it's possible.
All right, now, Enid, it's been absolutely ages since we've seen you. Where have you been? What have you been doing all this time?
Well, I was in America, in the U.S., in the United States of America. I went there for, well, it was something connected to sport, but, well, to be honest, I'd rather not talk about it if you don't mind.
Okay, well, in that case, what would you like to talk about?
Well, I wanted to tell you about something which happened to me last week. It upset me so much.
What? You mean that you cried?
No, I don't mean that. I was upset like that. I mean that I was very angry.
Oh, okay. Why were you angry? What were you angry about?
Well, that's what I wanted to tell you, but you keep on interrupting with silly questions about what I mean when I say what I mean.
Blimey. All right, I'll butt my lip. Go ahead, Enid. The floor is yours. I'll try to keep my questions pertinent. How's that?
Of course, that's fine, Gav. And please forgive me, I didn't mean to snap at you like that. Of course, your question wasn't a silly question. I know that. I'm sorry, it's just, well, like I said, I'm a little bit upset. Something happened to me recently which upset me. Something wound me up and I haven't been able to fully unwind yet.
Don't worry about it, Enid. Honestly, it was nothing.
Well, thank you, Gav. That's very nice of you, but oh, it's so irritating. I'm still so wound up. That man wound me up just like a clock, and he made me so angry that I haven't been able to unwind, to relax, you know.
Of course. We all know what it's like to be wound up. Sometimes we wind ourselves up. We allow things to take up too much of our time. We think about things and then think about what we could have done or what we should have done. We spend too much time concentrating on things people did that we didn't like. We allow these things to wind us up. We allow these things to annoy us, to irritate us. But don't worry. Enid, you just have to get it out of your system. Then you'll be able to unwind. Perhaps it would help if you told us what happened.
Well, do you really think so?
Enid, you know what they say.
What who say?
I'm not sure. They.
Who's they?
I don't know, but that's not important right now. We're getting off topic. I was talking about the phrase, you know the one, a problem shared.
Oh, that one. Yes, a problem shared is a problem halved. Although it's not really a phrase, is it? It's a proverb or an idiom, isn't it?
Yes, no doubt you're right, but that's not important now, is it?
No, I suppose not. Well, all right, if you think it'll help me to unwind.
I feel certain that it will.
Well, all right, it's like this. I went shopping last week, and when I was in the high street, I noticed a new bakery. A very nice little new bakery in the street just off the high street.
So, not on the high street then?
No, I just told you, just off the high street. Connected to the high street, but not actually on the high street. Are you paying attention? I thought what I said was quite clear, quite clear. Do try and keep up, dear boy.
Sorry.
And now you've made me lose the thread. What was I saying? Oh, yes, I remember now. The new bakery. Well, I thought I'd just have a look inside to see if they had anything I fancied. You know, Clementina and the boys were coming round for coffee later that morning, so I thought, I know, I'll pop in and get some pastries, something that would be nice to have with our coffee.
And what was the problem?
I'll tell you.
Go on then. I'm all ears.
Well, I had just opened the door to enter the shop, and there was a shriek from inside.
A shriek?
A shriek! Or a scream. I'm not sure which.
And what was the cause of this shriek or scream?
Well, that's what I was interested in. I thought that there might be a bank robbery going on, which I hadn't noticed. Or maybe there was an asteroid about to crash into the shop.
What? Like that film?
Which film?
That film, The Asteroid Which Crashed Into the Shop.
Don't be silly! Will you please stop interrupting? If you don't stop interrupting, I'll forget what I was saying, and then I'll have to start over again from the beginning.
Okay, my lips are sealed.
Good. Keep them that way. Now, where was I? Oh yes, the shriek. Just as I opened the door of the pastry shop, I heard a shriek. I looked behind me to see if there was an armed robber, a man with a gun and a pair of tights in his head, but there wasn't. There wasn't anyone behind me. I checked the skies for signs of an asteroid about to crash into the shop and blow us to smithereens. But again, there was nothing in the sky, not even a single cloud. So, I turned back to the shop and looked to see where the noise, the shriek, the scream had come from. And you'll never guess what.
What?
See? I told you that you wouldn't be able to guess. The shop assistant, the young man behind the counter, was standing on the counter. You know, the sort of tabletop thing you find in shops, the long flat thing where you normally put what you want to buy. Normally it's by the till, the cash machine. And it was him that was making that horrible, high-pitched noise. That awful shriek came from his legs.
But what was he shrieking about?
Well, this is the daft thing. He saw Keith. Keith was with me, as usual. But also, as usual, Keith was on a lead. Now, we've had a few problems with Keith when he's not on a lead, if you know what I mean.
Well, yes, I remember that there was a problem between Keith and, Archie, was it?
No, it's Rupert that Keith doesn't like. I really don't understand why. Perhaps Rupert's got a funny smell.
Well, you know.
What? I know what?
Well, you know what Clementina and Archie say behind his back, don't you?
No? What do they say behind his back? Nobody told me anything about Rupert behind his back. What do they say about him?
Well, they say that he smells like a homeless dinosaur's armpit.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm not very good with smells, but now that you mention it, I do seem to recall Clem and Archie holding their noses when Rupert walked past. That must be it. That must be the reason for Keith's dislike of Rupert. It's his awful armpit smell. Keith is very sensitive, you know.
Keith, sensitive. Keith's a psychopath, Enid. Everyone knows that.
Well, yes, a little bit. But he's a very sensitive psychopath. Psychopath. That's a very ugly word. Can't you think of another one? A nicer one?
What? A nicer word for psychopath? Well, how do you like loony or maniac or fruitcake? And I suppose there's always nutter.
Oh, now you're just being silly.
Well, silly or not, we've run out of time, so I'm afraid your story will have to wait. You will come back and tell us the rest of the story, won't you?
Of course I will, my dear. I'll see you all anon. Toodaloo, pip pip, chitty bye.
Well, she's off, and it's time for us to wrap things up too. So, I'll see you all tomorrow, and we'll see what we've got in store for you then. Have fun, people. Have fun. And You all know that I've got a coffee waiting for me, and I know that you lot have got some chores waiting for you. So, go to it, but remember to turn the music on. It's more fun if you're listening to music. See you all tomorrow, people. See you all later. www.mediaclick.hu. Bye!